All right, greetings. Bless up, Hotep Makwaba. All right, so we have locks going all over the place. I do think about before I click on the camera, sort of what I look like, how I am presenting myself. It's like going outside in the world. You have to get dressed and you have to go out to work or to school or any activity out in the broader society. Then, of course, it's important to uh, fix yourself up in a socially acceptable fashion. And in this society, a socially acceptable fashion certainly means hair, every hair in place, your nails did up, your face did up, and all those kind of things in some kind of way, right? And you wear clothes. So, but locking, I learned early in my locking years that you always have a rebellious lock or two. And those rebellious locks sort of do not go where you tell them to go, where you position them. They pop up anywhere they want. And then I look at myself with a camera on the picture, and you have a hair, so things sticking up like alfalfa. It's like, ew, that. All right, so again, this is a follow up from the earlier blog talk. A couple of things I wanted to say during my broadcast that I know I did not, and I may begin to pre-record some of my rants and ravings as I'm calling them, my raw commentary, raw, ready, able, and willing to tell the truth about terrible events that have happened in my life. I will be sharing those events as they have manifest themselves on the pole, a pole, straight up and down. This is the pole. Abana's paradigm of lived experiences. That suggests that we, individual level, that's at the bottom of the pole. Up is family, then community, and then broader society. And at the top of the pole is the spirit realm. Now recognize up and down the pole, we come from the spirit realm and we travel down into these individual bodies. That makes me me. And we sort of live our lives or interact with other spirits that came into individual bodies. We live within family, community, and the broader society. We interact. We talk to people. We exchange, we interact. Interaction. And when we complete the process and the cycle that we came here to do, and we leave these individual bodies, we travel back up the pole, back to spirit realm. So I have relationships and interactions on an individual level with myself, me, myself, and I. It's like you talk to yourself. It's like, why did I do that? Well, I don't know. This is what I meant to do. You have a conversation with yourself. Well, what are you doing and why are you doing it? Okay, well, what's your goal and how are you going to get there? Or, yay, you did it. All right. You feel good about yourself. And you say, I'm going to celebrate for myself. I did it. That's individual level of experiences and how you interact with yourself. On the family level, you have interactions with parents, siblings, extended family member, grandparents, cousins. You have community members who you kind of consider family, but this is more biologically based. And then again, from the community, you meet people and you may marry, and then that becomes forming of a union and a new little sprout, sort of, seeds, and so forth. So I will talk about my experiences, and I will remember and tell the truth about some terrible events that have happened and to me in my life from all of those levels. And so that's one thing in terms of what it means to sort of quote unquote rant and rave. Second, I wanted to say during the Blog Talk show and recognize that to entitle this series as ranting and raving from the recovery room, that people, when they hear the words rant or raving and that somebody is going to be doing that, that gives cause for them to say, oh, okay, let me back up off of this because I'm not interested in hearing or being part of or witnessing another person's rant or rave. Why? It tends to be hurtful and painful in some kind of way. One thing that just sort of can confirm that my husband, I talked with him and I shared with him, I did a series, I told him about my video series and that I entitled it Pandora's Box Has Been Opened. It's like, well, yeah, open up Pandora's box. Now I gotta come like this. I then said it this way. I try to say things this way. I try to, and people listen. And now it's to the point where Pandora's box is open and I'm getting ready to come real raw, real rough, real. How I really thinking, what I really think and feel. Now, that somebody will take that statement and say, oh, see that, you said that that's how you really think. Well, recognize that within my individual self is a whole hell of a lot of me. And that's just one part. And like I said, that's the surface shit. That's the foam on top of the roof here. That is anger and that aggression is sort of the first line of defense that a person has available to them to protect themselves from real or perceived harm. And it's natural, it's normal, and it's okay. You don't have to really run away from it. I could appreciate the desire to run away from it, coming from where I'm from, and based on my experiences growing up as an individual in my family system and in the communities that I was part of. Because when I saw people express anger, frustration, it typically led to physical harm of other people, i.e., violence, domestic violence, and violence in the community and so forth. So that is a reason that we have sort of been socialized and programmed, and we work so hard to avoid expressions of anger, regardless of how they come. Even if someone comes with it in a way that is not physically attacking nor designed to be emotionally attacking, the second way I did it, people are still tend to respond as if the person is coming, straight like that. And people respond like that because of previous experiences with trauma and traumatic stress. So on that note, I'm going to stop and, maybe come back and just sort of upload this. But that's where I'm going to end this at for now. Thanks for listening to me share from the Recovery Room of Racism Not Anonymous. Yay!